Monday Night Football takes us to Indianapolis this week, where the Colts will host the Philadelphia Eagles. Indianapolis a 3-point favorite on BetDAQ, 54 the total in this game. This should be an exciting game, plenty of points. That is why we see a big total like 54. The offenses are going to go about it in different ways, though. The Colts are going to pass, and pass some more. We saw it last week. Andrew Luck throwing for 370 yards against Denver. And in this game, Luck will be facing a defense that finished last in the NFL against the pass last season. The Eagles allowed more passing yards than any team in the league, so don't think they're going to have much success slowing down this Indianapolis offense. But you look at the other side of the ball, Philadelphia's offense, Chip Kelly's warp speed attack, finishing second in the league last year in total offense. They led the NFL in rushing. And of course, the Colts' defense primary weakness against the run. Indianapolis finished 26th last season in rushing defense. They weren't really tested in week one, though they did surrender over 100 rushing yards to the Broncos, but we know Denver is a pass-first offense. Philadelphia, not a pass-first offense. As we said, led the NFL in rushing last season, so expect to see plenty of LeSean McCoy in this game. So what do you get when you have a team who can run it at will versus a team who can pass it at will? You know, it reminds me of a college game I watched this past weekend, Texas Tech against Arkansas. At one point in the first half, it was 21-21. Neither defense could stop the other team. And I recall thinking at that time, now, Texas Tech was just about only passing the ball, and Arkansas could not slow them down. Arkansas, on the other hand, at that time, I think they had 22 rushes and 2 passes or something. They finished the game with over 400 yards rushing and only 60 passing yards. And I remember thinking at that time, when it was 21-21 in the first half, and Texas Tech was going down the field at will, passing the football, and Arkansas was rushing for about 8 yards a carry, I remember thinking, boy, I wish right now I could bet everything I had on Arkansas. To me, you want to bet on the team that can run the ball at will. If you have a situation where one team cannot stop the other team from running the football, boy, very tough for that team to win the game. You know, there's just so many bad things that could happen when you pass the football. Even if Andrew Luck throws for 400 yards tonight, could have some bad luck, tip passes, what have you, interceptions. Of course, I know there are things that could go wrong with running it as well, but running the football, always the safer option, and tough for me to bet against a team that is just going to run it down the other team's throat. I think that's going to be the case tonight. I think the Philadelphia Eagles are just going to run it at will on Indianapolis. I expect the Eagles to finish with over 200 rushing yards in this game. For that reason, I do lean towards Philadelphia as a 3-point underdog here. Now, I don't feel great about it. This game does have a bit of a toss-up feel. It's week 2. We don't know that much about either one of these teams. Sort of reminds me of this week's Miami-Buffalo game. Same type of situation. Both Miami and Buffalo came into that game at 1-0. I had a slight lean towards the visiting Dolphins. I had more confidence in Ryan Tannehill and E.J. Manuel, on and on. But I did recognize the game was somewhat of a toss-up because we don't know which one of those teams are better this early in the season. I think this game very similar. We don't yet know if the Colts and the Eagles are better. We don't know if the Colts have really shored up their run defense or if the Eagles have really improved in the secondary. But from what we have to go on, last season and last week, I like the Philadelphia Eagles in this spot as a 3-point underdog. And even though 54 is a big total, boy, it'd be tough for me to bet the under in this game.